the reasons that it does work, let me just run down a couple of reasons for you here in this video, because I know it's not cheap and I know that people don't understand and they're very skeptical when it comes to spending all that money. But this is going to be an amazing way to break down all the benefits that life coaching actually provides and why it's something that you should consider. Everybody has goals and dreams and visions for their life, but not everybody goes after them. And that's a, I almost cussed. Let's not do that. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle Corbett. I am a life coach. I'm also a hairstylist and I'm a singer. If you really want to know what I love deep down in my heart is singing, but I also love coaching. Coaching is what I am meant to do, and I am so grateful to have this opportunity to be on here to serve you. This channel is dedicated to helping women specifically unleash their inner potential, which I know sounds so ridiculous when you hear it said. It's like, oh no, she's another nutcase. No, actually, I'm really not. Please hear me out, okay? Life coaching services are expensive, and I know that, and I agree that they're expensive. I agree with why they're expensive, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be going after them. Let me give you a couple of great reasons why life coaching services are absolutely worth the value of that cost. I know a lot of people wonder why life coaching is even a thing, or wonder how it's different from therapy, or wonder if it's worth the money. And it is different from therapy. It is really a thing, and it is 100% worth the money, 1,000% worth the money. Let me tell you why. I'll tell you a little bit about my story too. So I grew up in a household that was full. Did you hear my baby? Hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't wake him up.
Hi. I think you did, but it's okay.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Am I that loud? I'm sorry. So my husband is in the background getting my child. Sorry about that. This is real life, so that's just how it goes. But I grew up in a household where self-help books filled the shelves. I'm very, very familiar with Napoleon Hill. I'm very familiar with Dr. Myers. I've been researching, Brian Tracy, all the big names. I've been so familiarized with all the different ways that you can go about finding your purpose, but I still wasn't able to find my purpose through those methods. And it took me a long time to recognize that I was coaching somebody else. Didn't realize that coaching was actually what it was. As I was asking God in the background, what is my purpose? What do you want from me in this life? And then it clicked one day. I had written this down. I wanted to be a life coach, just kind of put it on the back burner. It was like, I'm going to wait on that. And then one day it just started making sense. Things in my life started to pivot, and people in my life started to share that same ideal. It just kind of how they say the universe lines up. The universe lined up, and that was the direction that I was supposed to be taking. Now, I am still a hairstylist and I love doing hair. I'm not stopping doing hair. I have no intentions to stop doing hair, at least at this point in time in my career. But life coaching is something very special to me because I've seen it work. So the reasons that it does work, let me just run down a couple of reasons for you here in this video, because I know it's not cheap and I know that people don't understand and they're very skeptical when it comes to spending all that money. But this is going to be an amazing way to break down all the benefits that life coaching actually provides and why it's something that you should consider. So reason number one that life coaching actually should be considered is because a lot of people lack some type of support system in their lives. They don't have support from family. They don't have support from friends. They don't have support from their bosses. They lack a community around them to help them get to the next level, whatever that next level might be for you. That is the number one reason that life coaching is imperative to have when you're going towards a goal. Another reason that life coaching is very important is because a life coach typically has gone through training, and the training is not like therapy. We don't talk about the past. We will ask questions and we will get you to reveal things about yourself to yourself that you maybe never had considered before, but we don't try to take trauma and explain why you are the way that you are because of that trauma. We take you how you are and we heal what's going on in the now, and we push you to move forward. We help you move forward. We help you recognize that you can move forward and that nothing is stopping you from moving forward except for yourself. And by doing so, we set you up with frameworks and with tools and strategies and with knowledge that will get you from point A all the way to point Z. And we do that a lot of ways by being a support system, being an accountability buddy, which brings me to my next point. Accountability is huge. Support is one thing, somebody to be like, yes, you're amazing and you can do this, you've got this. But accountability is a whole nother thing. Somebody to say, you need to do this, you said you would do it, why aren't you doing it? Let's break that down and figure out what's actually stopping you. Because when it comes down to it, something in your mind is stopping you, something is blocking you. Now, sometimes that something is actually more external than it is internal, or at least it's internalized even though it's external. So for instance, if you don't have support from family and friends, you would say, that's why I can't do this thing. When in reality, you're saying to yourself, that's why I can't do this thing, even though the support isn't there, it's you who's saying, I can't do it. So we need to really think about that, and life coaches help you break that down on a personal one-on-one basis because not everybody's reasons are the same and not everybody's experience is the same. So again, those two things go hand in hand, support and accountability, and we provide both. Another fabulous reason that a life coach is a very important, integral part of your success is because when you're asking for advice, you really ought to consider who the advice is coming from. Now, hear me out. I am not trying to hate on your friends or your family, but if you're going to somebody for, just as an example, financial advice who is not in a financial position that you want to be in, why are you going to that person for advice, right? You want to find somebody who is financially well off, who is willing to help you get from, again, point A to point C. And a lot of times we don't recognize that this is what we're doing. We're taking advice from people in our lives that we love and respect, and they may be genius. They may be so wise. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't take them under some consideration of what they're saying. However, take it with a grain of salt and look for somebody who is in a position that you would like to be. I am a certified life coach through the AIPRC, which is the International Association of Professional Recovery Coaches. And so I don't do financial advice, but what I do is mindset advice, mindset coaching, and personal development. And so that is my particular niche. That is something that I not only am certified in, but that I have a lot of experience in. And so that is where I know that I can help. Same thing with somebody who went to school to be a financial advisor. That is their expertise and that is where they can help. So you do want to find somebody who is an expert in the field that you need help with in order to get where you need to go. Another reason that you need to hire a life coach is because there are different mindsets out there that you might not be aware of. And this might sound very similar, and it's kind of a touchy topic because I think a lot of times people think in terms of classes, high, middle, low, and they like to think that, oh, one is better than the other or one is lesser than the other. It's not even about that. What it's about is what we are taught and what we are told at that level of thinking. It's not one is better than the other. It's this is all I know because it's all I've been told. And so once you break through that and you recognize that some of these mindsets that you have aren't actually true necessarily, they're just what what has permeated within your culture, then you can elevate beyond that by actually finding somebody else who has a mindset that's different from yours. And it's really quite simple when you think about it, but it does help to have somebody who can actually tell you that information. And I'll try to break it down in a different way. Let's say, for instance, as a business owner and somebody who is a non-business owner, I have knowledge on the business owner side of things. I have a mindset that works differently than somebody who is, let's say, an employee at a company and who has no interest in owning a business. I'm going to think of things and think about things differently than that employee would. And that's all it is. It's not a matter of one being better than the other. It's a matter of where you want to be and where you want to go and what mindset you have to get there. And so knowing that there's other mindsets out there actually available for you is key to getting insight to moving past those barriers that are keeping you where you're at. And getting a life coach like myself is exactly how you're going to get there. Another reason that getting a life coach is key to your success is because having assistance with personal discovery is actually more beneficial than having no assistance at all. And I know that sounds really funny, but think about therapy. Therapists are there to help you talk through things. Life coaches are also there to help you talk through things. It's just two different categories of things that we're discussing and two different methods of approach that we're using. They do more medical and they do diagnosis. We do more, okay, let's figure out those blocks and let's move past them. And so when it comes to self-discovery and when it comes to learning, it helps to have a sounding board and a safe place where you can express your feelings and your thoughts about circumstances so that you can move past them. It's kind of like having that best friend that you talk to about circumstances that are going on in your life, whether it's relationship or whether it's health or whether it's financial or whether it's career, whatever it is that you're talking to your friend about, that's what you go to a life coach for. And the life coach doesn't have any type of relationship with anybody around you, so nothing gets back. It's all very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's all confidential. So we don't share any information and we aren't judging anything that you're sharing with us. We are just there to help you break past those barriers. And it is so helpful to have somebody. I don't know of anybody who breaks past barriers alone. Now, you might be an independent person who is independently motivated, but are you able to break past barriers that you don't know exist? Usually not. That's what a life coach is great for. So if you are interested in working with me, I am running several packages right now and they are currently in beta, which means it's got beta pricing and I'm open to feedback. And what I'm looking for is feedback on timing and feedback on getting it narrowed down. I know my methods and I know that my framework works, but I want to make sure that I can get you from point A to point B efficiently. And so that is what we're going to be looking for whenever we work together. If you're interested in working with me, I have a clarity and self-awareness package. I also have a mindset reset package. I have a, you can work with me as a subscription plan too if you wanted to pay monthly. Especially if you had goals, that would be a great thing to work on. You just have a lot on your plate. I do have a monthly subscription that you can sign up for, or I have a fast track to on track, which is also another great plan if you happen to be one of those people who, let's say you're, again, having a goal that you're working towards, but you just need some accountability and some support and some direction within that. All the information is going to be down below. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to share them. Thanks so much for watching. There will be many more videos to come full of information that's going to help you in your day-to-day life. I want this to be an inspirational program. I want this to be a motivational program, but you know what I'm saying, channel, show, whatever you want to call it. And I'll be sure to share more tips and tricks with you in future episodes. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.